My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com.
All right, bathroom monitoring at what is third-party facilitated venue Stater Brothers. Upon entry into the venue, you have the store manager who is crossing paths with another employee on surveillance cameras as I enter at 7:51 a.m. This is Brian, who is monitoring and engaging in what is monitoring with the group stalker. This is a third party who was in the bathroom manning the path, and this is the government that's engaging in the surveillance conduct. And this is that predatory intent. This is that sexually motivated engagement in the pattern of conduct for monitoring with communication devices that the people engage in, stalking in all places at all times, and this is understanding what is the perpetual sex offender. And the group stalker is maintaining presence on behalf of the state in concert with the people of the state inside of the women's restroom at Stater Brothers, 646 West Hope Boulevard. It's 7:52 a.m. Kia is at what is the register that's I'm also walking past. This is crossing path conduct. The African-American male, he's light-skinned. He's walking out of the aisle, completing a purchase, crossing path while he's walking out of the store. The bagger that's standing next to Kia, this is all relevant positioning. And a demon who is engaging in monitoring with the government is in the bathroom for purposes of presence in the path as well. So I just want to speak to my presence walking in the store, this being subject to this criminal system of monitoring, and the presence while I'm inside of the store while a demon is also already present inside of the bathroom. All right. And this is sexually motivated. This is the intent to engage in surveillance inside of that private space, which they're already doing when they are not physically present, by the way. It's 7:53 a.m. While this third party is in the restroom, the flushing of the toilet, using the sink, the water, all this is amplified in sound using the hand dryer. This is monitoring as well. And this is an intent also to be present inside of the private space, a demon that wants to be next to you inside of the bathroom while they are stalking you and monitoring you. So you're going to also prosecute for that entirely demented intent. And this is the government that's doing that through the people as well. It's 7:54 a.m. Alrighty, in the images that I capture is this group stalker who's walking out, communication device in hand. She stops in the hallway. She knows exactly what's being documented about her criminal conduct. This is a sex offender representing what are the people and is present on behalf of the state, engaging in that monitoring conduct while monitoring documentation. And again, this is speaking to what is the grounds of federal prison, all the ways in which this entity is subject to federal prison while engaging in this sexual violence and terrorism. It's 7:55 a.m.
All right, license plate 5VCG453, 6ZUU563. These are demons that immediately cross path. They're monitoring with these demons standing right in front of the door. They're all engaged in ongoing state surveillance, and this is the same entity that's engaging in presence inside of a bathroom to monitor you, maintaining presence in the path as I'm in motion, showing you this demon that's standing at the Arrowhead ATM, stalking the path, the Latino male who's standing beside the lottery aisle inside of the grocery store, stalking in the path. You have what is maintenance of presence. The entity is engaging in what is the demonic activity of stalking with noise. They're doing it in the bathroom while your genitalia is exposed, while you're engaged in personal, private activity. That is the sex offender, okay? The perpetual sex offender that is demon-possessed and placing you under surveillance.
That is underway inside of a venue on behalf of a government. The same government that I have captured is still right now stalking by helicopters and law enforcement, monitoring with the demon-possessed the people of the state who are engaging in that sexually violent and predatory and entirely demented and terrorizing, stalking, and surveillance conduct, monitoring with communication devices in violation of federal law, and doing so in an environment where your privacy is being invaded by the entirety of an entity. 8HUL 968, JE333, Heart. 8YNR312. This is third-party facilitating video, by the way, Starbucks. Excuse me. Starbucks is monitoring. 706 West Holt Boulevard, Starbucks is monitoring. But this is Stater Brothers, excuse me, 646 West Holt Boulevard, 5CTW625. Starbucks is monitoring, though, so I'm not incorrect. They are monitoring while these demons are maintaining presence, while the entity's amplifying. That's the point of surrounding with activity. It is facilitation. Minions in relevant position, the government in relevant position, group stalking inside of Starbucks, group stalking at Golden Bear Inn, group stalking in the parking lot, group stalking on San Antonio, sitting in Miss Donuts. All of these demons are monitoring. 8JHW142, 8BOT291, 6CWG 557. Let me see if that's correct. Yeah, 6CWG 557. So let me clarify that. It's not incorrect, but I'm specifically at the venue of Stater Brothers. License 03428R1, 7WAY724, 7S29322. Run into his vehicle. License 6NNF989, 14129U1, 88QF270. Sex offenders. 4SXH842, 7BTR673, 96971Z1, 8B38354, 7LIY507. This old minion right here, and if she's not an American citizen, ship her out of the country. She's standing in the parking lot using her phone while it's sparking. This is facilitation, monitoring on the run. And hold on, let me get this video real quick. You going to Miss Donuts? I'll document in there too. It is currently, by the way, 8:08 a.m. Excuse me, minion. Minions are so hilarious. They like to engage in it. They don't want to be captured. But honey, Satan's gonna be documented. Oh, don't turn your head, minion. You want to monitor. Are you shy? I'm gonna document everybody else in here too. Good morning. Yeah. Why am I here? Hi. Hi. No, I don't think so. She's engaging in criminal conduct in your venue. I suggest I'm going to document. She doesn't have to know me, and neither do I need to know you. I don't need to know you either. If she wants to monitor me, I'm going to document this minion. I've already got your license plate. And you're already known as a stalker. And you don't need donuts either. You're overweight and lumpy. That's what you need to be stalking, is a treadmill. And that's P.O.C. inside of Miss Donuts. This demon, again, this is the license plate, license 6CWG557, engaging in facilitation and monitoring, and then Satan wants to turn their head. And you can't hide behind that minion that owns that donut shop. I'll prosecute him as well, because they're all monitoring, okay? So like I said, that's why I'm addressing him while I'm subject to surveillance inside of that menu. All of those demons are lined up inside in relevant position. License 8ZGM386. Again, this is the minion with the lumpy form who's going to get some more donuts while she's stalking, standing in the parking lot with her phone sparking with light. This is 6CWG557 and license plate 7ABU161. And I think I read these already. So I just want to document that. This is P.O.C. And this is relevant positioning inside of Miss Donuts. This is a venue, nothing other than a facilitating venue where they're engaged in monitoring in a bathroom, while you have stalkers inside of the private space, while you have amplification of audible activity, stalking with audible activity while I'm inside of the private space, engaged in a private activity. These are the sex offenders. While that minion goes in, it's incriminating everyone else, okay? Because they're all monitoring together. Alrighty, that is P.O.C. I love it. Excuse me? Okay. Bring your happy ass on up out of here. Can't hide behind the Asian donut man all day. That's exactly what this minion is doing, and it's pathetic. And she's doing the same thing that they're all doing. They're standing in line monitoring. I don't know. That's the audible activity of Satan, boy. I love it. I wish you would call the police. Go ahead, call them right now. Call the police right now. That's audible activity. Go ahead and call them right now, because you're messing with the wrong one. And I hope you're not from this country, because you're out of here. You're out of here. It's 8:12 a.m. She's operation of a communication device inside of Miss Donut's facilitation. Her audible activity. Should I call the police while she's monitoring? Go ahead. Hold on, let me get a picture of her while she's in operation with her communication device. Excuse me.
And she's recording me, and she's...
Which is absolutely legal while you're engaged in surveillance.
Ace Cash Express and like Miss Donut Shop.
Excuse me. That's audible activity. This man is monitoring as well. Okay, excuse me. Excuse me, go ahead. It is 8:13 a.m. I want you to listen to this. S.I.I.S Express is a third-party facilitating venue. You left your coffee? Oh, wow, I didn't know you could walk into the back. Thank you. Alrighty, that's criminal summoning. That's federal prison. It is currently 8:13 a.m. CC 16H78. You're talking about what is, first of all, monitoring. This is the psychopath that's monitoring, a delusional one, okay? And you also have 8JHW142, facilitation, BRIXBOS, all those meanings inside of Ms. Donuts are monitoring. They're in operation of their communication devices as well. This is P.O.C. And then you're talking about what is the form. On the phone, summoning police who are already group stalking. Yes, the same demon-possessed Ontario Police Department. That is the pattern of conduct. 4SXH842. I think I already read those. Anyway, it's currently 8:14 a.m. and that is what is federal prison for the people of the state. Engaging in that pattern of conduct, you're going to document, and summoning, you're going to federal prison for threatening to engage in summoning. 7V U.S.009, and that's why I document it as well. And they're monitoring while they're engaging in that criminal act of summoning. All right, this is surrounding Satan with what is evidence. You're going to be documented, and I'm going to prosecute you, and I'm also going to put you in federal prison. That's a threat. That's a very violent sex offender who is engaging in the audacity of summoning the law, who is engaging in surveillance with them. 8 PSP 465, and this is a coward who's engaging in criminal conduct and then running and ducking their head. Oh, I'm going to get you. I'm going to document you. And I'm going to show actually how much of a psychopath that you are. License, I think I got that license plate, 7DDP957. This is inside of what is third-party facilitating venue, Ms. Donuts, heavily documented, okay? This is P.O.C. I've already documented that as a venue, and what they are doing, this is the pattern of conduct, and this is the sex offender engaging in surveillance in the parking lot, creating light activity using her communication device, and then getting on the phone. Should I call the police? All of this is audible activity while you're monitoring, and it's also intended to threaten. That is unlawful. You do not have, and that is zero tolerance for that very exact conduct. Okay, so that's why I entertain it. I'm here for it because I'm going to prosecute you. I'm going to put you in federal prison for it. 8WJP999, 8VNK753, 8WBX173. It's currently 8:15 a.m. And I'm glad she's documenting Ace Cash Express. It's a third-party facilitating venue. 8MTP001. It is, by the way, 8:15 a.m. 8SDK323, 8MLV528, 6XKY681, 7XMT248. It's entirely pathetic. But that just goes to show you the play with words, how a minion wants to use the word harassment. I'm going to show you harassment. 5JVR, I got your harassment. 5JVR655, I got your harassment. You see how a minion wants to throw around terms. That's audible activity. What you're stating with regard to audible activity while government's threatening your life, monitoring to that, 8CIF 839 04328K1 7BAR 426. That is, let me break this down for you. This is the federal crime of what is the assertion of false allegations while you are being documented engaging in the pattern of conduct on behalf of the government. This is an attempt to engage in what is kidnapping. It is criminal summoning. It is an unlawful threat. License for POF 153. And that's what you're listening to her state while she is trying to run from being documented. A coward. That's Satan, by the way. That's exactly what Satan is. A coward. License 5Z, I can't really see that one. But pay attention to that, right? At Auto Parts, CarQuest 645 Hope Boulevard, stalking on the path on the side of the street with their hazard lights on flight activity, while that demon inside of Miss Donuts is monitoring, engaging in criminal summoning. This same venue, Ontario Village, where the entity is keeping a fake sun, as I've documented. All right, and when I'm in Fontana, how is it ever over Ontario Village? It's not. 6T DG324, I already documented it. Criminal summoning is federal prison, 88162X2. Federal prison with that government who's subject to federal prison, stalking in helicopters, 6UHY374, 6UYH374, excuse me, 8PNR 352. That's how that government acts with the people. It is 8:17 a.m. 5ZVX 852. Alrighty, it is currently 8:18 a.m. I'm at the where I documented yesterday, the Golden Bear Inn at 661 Holt Boulevard on at the bus stop at San Antonio and Holt. License 8KHT538. (7AWU615). Coca-Cola crossing path. And that is the sex offender. Okay, understand, this is the entity that is engaging in the conduct of the perpetual sex offender. You are stalking and monitoring in a bathroom. You are an entirely demented criminal that is a pervert and a predator. That's based on your conduct that you are engaging in. And then when you're documented, you want to summon law enforcement, you'll go to federal prison with them. 6DUP 993. That is the entity that I'm documenting. That's exactly what you're going to understand legislation is designed. 6TZN 972, I believe. That's exactly what this legislation is designed to address. Coca-Cola is license plate 9G45759. U.S.499210. That looks like an old white man driving. He's got some long white hair. Not long to his shoulders, but just long on his head. It is 8:19 a.m. This is P.O.C. City of Ontario crossing path. It's a dumpster truck. License 1626895, I believe. I can't see it that clearly. I can't see the last characters, but that's the dumpster truck, the City of Ontario, using a dumpster truck to engage in crossing path conduct. It's dumpster truck number 9170 is the number on it. 6RFB871, 8GWC282. License 3VOH145. Omnitrans bus number 1327 is going westbound right now. And it's 8:23 a.m. I can't see that. Use my phone. 8WKJ603. Can't see that one. (7XKA279). 6TSG866. 97276K2. 7XMT248. UC 8LGB 663. VIZCAIN 6RRY 699. It's 8:24 a.m. 63154G3. That's Golden Bear Towing. CGL 144 8AEY 784 7LKF 791. City of Ontario, crossing path again with another dumpster truck. License ARF-348-A. And these dumpster trucks are driving north of San Antonio and turning west onto Hull Boulevard. 6W5. Oh, I can't really see that one. 5KVE714 8RUD964. (41377X1) 4RAF 520 89293A3 7UPZ 852 98675G3 8HYF 546 Ontario Municipalities 147619. Substantially similar. I'm missing one character, but that's the Ontario Municipalities. The City of Ontario crossing path in that vehicle. 94318H3 7SRN 725 8GYU 826 54649M1 8LVH 995. I can't see that license plate. (8DFJ 815). They're monitoring with Starbucks, relevant positioning via their drive-thru, group stalking, and they're inside of that venue as well, monitoring. But they line around the building of the Starbucks. 8SPD011. I've documented that while the entity was keeping a fake sun, and those demons manifesting light while they're in the drive-thru all over on the inside and the outside of the building. Starbucks is monitoring with the demons of the municipality, flashing lights on their dumpster trucks while they're inside of the village, the Ontario village, while they're pacing beside me as I'm documenting them on the streets. This is P.O.C. 8MLL 878 5ZOZ 394 8NSB 540. And again, what's the municipality doing? Going to the nearest dumpster in relevant position where a demon is stalking in a dumpster truck. Entirely pathetic. So they're just engaging in light activity, going to the nearest dumpster near me, stalking in the path. And that's what they're doing outside of Habit, that dumpster truck that's in the parking lot of Ontario Village. Creating light activity. It is 8:28 a.m. License 7KPH 527 7SBE 202 6BAK 420 CC28P91 paper. 8UHJ 522 4NHV 196. Coming from Golden Bear Inn, JDD 392, which I documented yesterday. Their group stalking. License 8:29 a.m. License 19774M2 License 31815M2. That's Bimbo, the bread company. Um, 7XZC579. And Omnitrans is coming right now.
Are you taking this one?
Yeah, you're not getting on this one?
I am.
Oh, I was going to say which one. I am on board now. What is Omnitrans at 8:30 a.m. I'm on surveillance cameras getting on this bus. And again, going eastbound toward Fontana right now. And it is 8:31 a.m. I'm getting on with she appears to be a Latina female, a heavy-set Latina female who is monitoring me, gets on the bus with me, and monitoring with the, with the rest of the people on the bus. But I just want to speak to, I'm on surveillance cameras getting on with a third party. The entire time that I'm sitting at the bus stop reciting license plates, this third party is sitting at the bus stop monitoring with the people. All right, and I'm just documenting what's the ongoing P.O.C. and that engagement in that pattern of conduct. License 8N94448, I believe. It is currently 8:31 a.m. 6HPE041. We are at Emporia Place. This is at Vine and Hope Boulevard right now. 6TZN222, I believe. 5U29824.
Stop requested. If possible.
2EIV602.
Favor, tocar la puerta trasera.
23960H3, I believe. That looks like a very different looking type of scooter / motorcycle at Laurel and Hope Boulevard right now. Anyway, it is 8:32 a.m. This is P.O.C. I'm on Omnitrans, subject to the pattern of conduct.
Tocar la puerta trasera.
32184G3. It is 8:45 a.m. This is the P.O.C. at the Ontario Airport. Bell cab creating light activity. They're using their hazards while crossing path. This is facilitation at the airport. The Ontario Airport shuttle crossing path on the grounds. They're engaging in the elements of monitoring on the grounds of the airport, a state facilitating venue 18247F3. That is the license plate of the Ontario shuttle, and that they're monitoring and they're engaged in facilitation of monitoring. And then again, let me see, 32148B3, in case I didn't recite that third party's license plate correctly. That's the correct one. The minions of the companies such as the Ontario Airport itself, which is using its shuttle, engaging in what are transporting third parties who are monitoring with the Ontario Airport on the grounds. That's what that shuttle is doing, and that's the Ontario Airport providing that. And also the Bell Cab, the company, is engaging in the pattern of conduct with knowledge of the fact that it's being documented, facilitating the criminal conduct, acting in concert with the Ontario Police, who are also on the ground. 8UNA799. Bus number 2362 is right in front of us as well. Omnitrans, San Bernardino County, Terminex, CB19U05, paper plate 1419549 in San Bernardino County at the airport monitoring. FL11663, that's an out-of-state license plate, crossing path. They're on the grounds of the airport monitoring. It is currently 8:46 a.m. Using a communication device to create audible activity. See, Ontario Police Vehicle 1017A as in Apple is here at Terminal. This is Terminal 4. License. Let's see. Let's see. I can't see. 1516069 is Ontario Police, a white pickup truck. This is the state that's the state acting directly on the grounds at this venue, monitoring. It is 8:47 a.m. This is P.O.C. at the Ontario Airport. All right, it is 9:22 a.m. and I'm going to document what is my communication with Omnitrans, calling their 800 number, which is the ability to access the lost and found. Again, and this is in reference to what I already documented with regard to this entity that is engaged in the pattern of conduct and is currently in custody of my property. Omnitrans is a third party representing the people of the state engaged in the P.O.C. as is already documented. And so this is going through the channels of what is a process referred to as lost and found. But again, this is speaking to what is, I'm looking for the number that I call my document. Speaking to what is the pattern of conduct, which is the ongoing context while I'm documenting what is my backpack that was left on this bus on Saturday. This is a number that I called 1-800-966-6428, and I'm told, contrary to what's published in their bus book, that you can call, which Lost and Found is open between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, which is why I had to wait till today in order to speak with someone. And I'm told also that the location to access property is in Montclair, which in the book, again, it states San Bernardino. All I'm doing is documenting because this is all relevant to what is an ongoing pattern of conduct, and it's relevant, everything that's occurring within that pattern of conduct is relevant also to what is that prosecution. So I'm told also retrieval of property for specifically Route 61 is Montclair Transit Center, and the entity engaging in what is telling me that, because that's who they represent. I'm talking to the company Omnitrans that's engaged in surveillance as I document on a daily basis, and the entity is telling me that I have to call back at 10 o'clock in the morning and reference Route 61, which, by the way, retrieval of property is not at the San Bernardino, the headquarters, which is what the bus book states. It states he's telling me, which is Montclair Transit Center, and to call back at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I just want to document that. It's currently 9:24 a.m. and the bus that I'm on right now, again, this is Route 61. I'm getting off at Fontana, and this is the Fontana Metro train station specifically, and it is currently 9:25 a.m. The bus is being operated by employee number 3400, who I've documented before, this specific employee. But again, I'm documenting an entity. I do engage in what is identifying the people of the state as they are in any way individually identified as well, but they're acting on behalf of the government, and they're acting as an entity. I also captured what is an image of a group stalker who's in operation of his communication device, playing it at the highest level on his phone. This is maintenance of audible activity, while Costco, for example, is using a commercial vehicle group stalking at the Wellspring. This is like some sort of venue on San Bernardino Avenue, Wellspring, like some sort of mental health facility or something like that. It's a third-party facilitating venue. They're always engaged in monitoring with regard to crossing path. Costco is on the grounds of that venue using its hazard lights, and this minion is on the bus with his speakerphone on, maintaining audible activity. And I do capture an image of this minion who is engaging in this for a prolonged period of time. It's also in violation of the rules of the bus, right? Understand, when I'm documenting, the entity engages in harassment, telling me to sit down when you can stand up and ride the bus, telling me to or engaging in harassment when I'm in lawful operation of my phone, while they want to create rules and or harass and disregard rules while they're engaged in the criminal P.O.C. So I just want to document that. It is a disruption while this minion is monitoring, and that's what he's doing while keeping his phone on speakerphone, and doing so while stalking in the path. The entity is touching with directed light. The entity is following with a light source. The entity is following by the people of the state. And I do want to specifically document Costco that's at this third-party facilitating venue on San Bernardino Avenue. And it's referred to as Wellspring. I'll get the rest of that title. But I documented them engaging in what is the pattern of conduct with the Sheriff's Department, by the way. And anyway, it's currently 9:27 a.m. I'm at the Fontana Metro train station. Just want to get all this into my documentation right now. This is P.O.C. 1545907, bus 2363. That's Route 66, crossing paths, creating light activity at the Metrolink train station, the Fontana one, which is where I'm at right now. It's 9:27 a.m. Alrighty, employee number 3400, he's driving license plate 1545837. Excuse me, driving bus with that license plate 1545837, and this is bus 2360 that I'm on, and the pattern of conduct underway. Mariposa in relevant position, monitoring license 8Y01754, and you have Spectrum that is at Village at Sierra monitoring as well at the entrance, and you have a third party at Village at Sierra as well engaging in the same exact thing, placing a piece of paper on the property of Village at Sierra is no form. They're stalking the path, just like I showed you Spectrum was doing the other day, sitting in relevant position, stalking the path. That is license 9673383, I believe. Yeah, and that's a white male, bald head, engaging in what is maintenance, surveillance, crossing a path conduct. It is 9:29 a.m. Showing you what is the Omnitrans employee. She's walking in front. She's walking around in relevant position, maintaining presence in front of me, walking in the stalking in the path. And I took a picture of that right now. 41180W2, 6DNA274, 8TAJ585, 1535547, bus 1358. This is Route 10. It's 9:29 a.m. And again, I'm at Fontana Metro train station. 96773B3. I believe that's I already read that one. License 7J02480. All right, this correct license plate of this minion at Village at Sierra, putting paper on the property, stalking in the path, the exact same. 96773B3. That's Omnitrans who was stalking. It's an African-American operating that bus, number 1281. It's audible activity creation, license 1420026. License 8WZH172. And you have what is engaging in audible activity creation while the entity is stalking, driving a bus, okay? So I'm not in your way when you're stalking. You are stalking in the path and you're creating audible activity. That's a psychopath that engages in the elements of monitoring. 8WUM809, 7JWV270. 84618B3, Spaggy's Restaurant, catering. They're crossing paths with the vehicle. 7LJK452, and it's currently 9:31 a.m. EOS324, 8L88453, 6PNB973, 7UDK867, 8DSV362, 8UXA344, APU-045-A, 4TWG052, 45201K2, 8NHN284, 6TGB142, 8NTL434, 5NXS532, 8YJA963, 7YUS830, SoCal Gas, license 54057F3, 7GVD897, 8NYG400, that's 50457F3, yeah, SoCal Gas. 7RXB648, 8JFJ243, CC29U38, paper. 8HYR612, 5U19527, 25141H3. 8SXD657, 1220514. Those are the minions of the fire department. Capture over 9 hours, fake sun. 8TBX100, they're demons that are stalking while they're crossing paths in a vehicle. Engaging in what is monitoring while monitoring ongoing documentation of your surveillance on behalf of the state. It's an impermissible threat. And they're demons engaging in that. That is the significance of documenting what is a fake sun over your venue in alignment with me, which is also replete with directed light conduct as well, for an excess of 9 hours. San Bernardino Fire Department. License plate, San Bernardino County Fire, excuse me. 8BZE499, I believe. 7NLR739. 7MZE414. 6S GS137, 7VPT 904, 2MYDEE, 7NLR 739, 8UQY 247, 50020C3, 42203J3, 7LZU 310, 8WPB 423, 6TGG 406, 8ZWL 410, license CB45R49 paper 84199M2, 7VBH 443, 77989K3, 5GXL 523, 6LDJ 571, 8CSV 696, 8YLK 190, 4BQS 515, 8MNZ 795, 6K 28741, 7UQR 028, 7YBJ 981, 74958G1. It's 9:36 a.m. Eight RNG 270, 7PCP. I can't really see that one. What's that one? 8JJY 321, City of Fontana 1424746, 7JPY 325, 8XUA 436, 8TDH 269, 5BZT 566, 692SF handicap, 7GIY 781, 8ZKU 891. And I'm at, it's 9:37 a.m. I'm at the intersection of Sierra and Arrow Boulevard. License plate, this third party is 7JWP393. This is criminal summoning. This is a minion in relevant position while the entity is amplifying the sound of sirens into the library, and this minion standing in directed light, which you can also see on the wall, stalking in the path. It is 10:45 a.m. I'm currently on the phone with third-party Omnitrans. This is P.O.C.
Ride cash-free by using Token Transit to buy your passes. Visit www.omnitrans.org or ask your customer service representative for more information. Don't get left behind. Wearing lighter clothing at night helps everyone on the road to see better. Remember to stand at the bus stop, not behind shelters, bushes, or trees, and signal to our drivers. Thank you for choosing Omnitrans. Help us stay on time. Be ready with exact change or have your bus pass ready before boarding. Remember to show required IDs to the driver if using discounted fares. And thank you for riding Omnitrans. The San Bernardino Transit Center at the corner of Rialto and E Street is your one-stop shop for connections, passes, and customer service. Connect to Omnitrans regular and express routes, SBX, regional bus routes, and Metrolink train service. Omnitrans, connecting our community. Omnitrans values your safety. If you see any illegal activity and wish to report it while remaining anonymous, please contact We Tip via phone at 1-800-78-CRIME. That's 1-800-782-7463. Or online at www.wetip.com.
Isn't that rich while I'm documenting crime aboard Omnitrans? This is what I mean.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
All right, thank you for holding. Yeah, over the weekend I did not, no backpack came in. Last one that came in was on 322. That was like a couple weeks ago. You still there? Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I did check dispatch. It wasn't there either.
Okay, so this bus was driven by employee 3315, and I am the last person that's on surveillance cameras getting off of the bus at the Fontana Metrolink train station. He remains at the station, and is customary for the drivers to walk the bus. That's not only protocol, but it's also for their own safety, and this is what they do. So my backpack is on surveillance camera in the on camera sitting. It's like in the middle of the walkway of the bus, and it's in his custody. He's the only one that's on the bus after I get off. I get off at the back portion because I was sitting at the bus, excuse me, at the back of the bus, and my black backpack is left in his custody while he remains at the station for a long time. He parks on the Route 15 side of the train station. He doesn't stop at the stall for Route 61. And then like 5 minutes later, he parks at the Route 61 bus stall, where again, he has likely already searched the bus, and he has, and I'm just providing what is common sense. Your drivers, I'm sure, for their own safety and for what you're doing, you're manning a bus, you're paying attention to who's getting on and off the bus, knowledge of what is my presence at the back of the bus. And this person says nothing about what is my backpack that is still on his bus while he is remaining at the train station. And so I walk away, I leave the train station, and have not yet noticed that my backpack was left on that seat in the bus. And he's maintaining prolonged presence on that bus in custody of that backpack, which is also on the surveillance cameras. And I believe the license plate of that bus is 1404991. I documented all of this, and that's why I'm able to identify not only the employee but the bus and the license plate, which I also document for my own purposes. But you're stating, I just want to get you, you're stating that you're claiming that nothing was turned into you, though, right?
There was nothing logged down. You gave a description of the item. I checked our lost and found closet. There was nothing there. So, at this point, I don't see that the backpack was turned in. But you did give an operator number, and did you get a bus number or just the license plate?
I have all of that information. I can get that right now. This is what
Yeah, so I just need the bus number. You said you were at Fontana at 8:48 on Saturday, right?
It was on a Saturday, yeah. And I immediately tried to call because
So if you do have the actual bus number, I mean, I could look it up at the license plate, but it'll take some time.
well, it's worth it to me. No, it's important enough because it has my license, my driver's license in there. It has the way that I can access.
I understand. So
Okay.
do you have the actual bus number?
I do. I have to pull it up on the computer. Can you give me a moment, please? Can I do that? Okay, thank you. All right, I want to document as soon as I say, can you give me a moment, please? The call ends. Okay. This is P.O.C, and that's not a failure of a network. This is monitoring, and this is this is an entity that knows it's being documented and is in custody of. It is unmistakable with regard to who has custody of my property. This is the same exact entity. The moment that I say, let me give me a second, the call drops. Okay. That is, by the way, hanging up. That's what this minion did. This is Omnitrans. It's 10:56 a.m. It's 11 a.m.
Thank you for calling Omnitrans. If you're calling for route information, please have a pen or pencil and paper ready. To report a specific bus riding experience. Omnitrans, this is Sam. How may I help you?
Hi, Dan. I was disconnected from the lost and found that I was transferred to, and I was. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry about that.
I was transferred to. I thought I was speaking with Dave before when I called this number, but anyway, I need to be transferred to lost and found. I was riding Route 61 on Saturday, and I was preparing to give the dispatch some identifying information with regard to the bus, but we got disconnected, so I'm calling back.
Oh, okay. Just one moment. Let me send you back over there.
Thank you.
No problem. Mike speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, this is Erica Spencer. I was calling back. We got disconnected.
There you go. Good. All right, yeah. I couldn't call you back. I didn't see the number, so.
Right. Okay, well, I do have some... No, it's fine. It's fine. I was able to reach you. And your name again, sir? I'm sorry?
My name is Mike.
Okay, Mike. I am Erica. I wanted to give you some further identifying information with regard to my ride on Route 61 on April 2nd, 2022. Okay, I did ride Route 61 that was going eastbound, and I boarded at 7:52 in the morning at Sultana and Hope Boulevard. I got off at...
Was it a male driver?
It was a male driver. This is employee number 3351 who was operating the bus. It was a Latino male. And it was license plate 1404991, and it was bus number 1331. And I got off at the end of the line. Everyone got off the bus, and I was the last one that actually got off the bus. My number where you can reach me is 909 hold on one second. What is my number? I filled it. Oh wait. Oh no, I have it here. Hold on. Sorry. It's a good thing nobody knows. Well, you should know. I don't know my phone number. It is 909-31. It's... Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were talking to me. Okay, is there any other further identifying information that you need? Because I was actually specifically documenting it. That's why it's actually fortunate for me that I am engaged in documentation, because I know exactly who was operating the bus, where I was, and what time.
Yeah, that's good information. So you gave me the operator number of the bus. I'll talk to the operator later today, and what I'll do is I'll call you back with what I find out if necessary. And I think it might be, we might pull video to, see. Was he a African American, Hispanic?
He was a Latino male operating bus. Employee number 3351. So, and I just want to be clear. I want to. That's correct. And I just want to stress this particular operator, he remained at the train station for a prolonged period. So that is, I'm not making an accusation with regard to him, but what I'm stating is he is the only one that's in custody of that backpack. And with regard to what you guys do as a, I ride the bus very frequently, and I also know you guys' protocol. They walk the bus, you making sure nobody's on the bus, nobody's hiding on the bus, nobody's hiding a weapon on the bus. So my backpack is on the bus, and he's sitting there for a prolonged period while I am continuously documenting after I got off of his bus. And then he remains on the bus, moves it to the Route 61 bus stall. I walk away from the property. Nobody, you're talking about what is remaining on that bus by himself with that backpack, and that's on surveillance camera, what I'm dictating to you what happened. So I'm just stating there is no, at the end of the line, everybody gets off. He's the one that's maintaining custody of it. So I'm just speaking to what is a matter of documentation, and so that's why I'm directly to the source as to what I am assuming is your protocol for returning property. And it's a big black backpack, you can't miss it. So and not only that, my identifying information is inside of that backpack, so who I'm telling you I am, you can confirm it inside of that backpack.
Okay. The next step is to wait for the operator to come to work.
Okay.
And like I said, I have your number 90931. I'll give you a call once I find additional information.
I appreciate it very much, Mike. That is the correct number. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day. Alrighty, this is Omnitrans. This is nonsense. This is an entity that's monitoring, and this is another benefit of documentation, by the way. But like I said, this is an entity. This is the reality of what this is surveillance, and you're going through what is a process that's called lost and found. You are placed under surveillance. The government knows exactly who you are. The government is monitoring you through the people of the state. Omnitrans is a company that's engaging in surveillance, and a heavily documented one. First of all, this driver, and this is the reality of the system. This driver is engaged in monitoring. And remember, it's not just the criminal system of surveillance. This is demonic activity. This is demon possession. Know exactly who I am, okay? Going through the channels. I'm going through the process, the rigmarole, right? But this is dealing with what is the psychopath. That is the entity that's placing you under surveillance. And this is nothing other than what is harassment. Engaging in what is maintenance of custody of my property, not giving me back my property is in no way suggesting, and it is also in no way helpful to what is already documented. The record is already established. You're understanding what's relevant to what is an ongoing prosecution. And what you're listening to is, again, an entity that's engaging in surveillance. And then and this is relevant to what is ordinarily the ignorant person. You don't even know you're subject to surveillance. And you would go to the lost and found and you're thinking that there's some anonymity. They shouldn't know who you are because the government has no business placing you under surveillance. But that's what they're doing, right? You're going through the rigmarole, the process of trying to access your property that you left. And so I am dealing with what is this entity in their alternate universe, okay? But the pattern of conduct is already revealed. I captured video the second before I left my backpack on the bus. The fake sun is right over me following en route to Fontana, which is the day in and day out conduct, okay? It is P.O.C. This is a minion operating the bus who I documented. He's remaining in custody as I'm documenting him, and I have not realized that my backpack is on the bus. He's in custody of my backpack, all right? He remains on the bus. And then he moves the bus to the opposite side. I was dictating this as it was occurring at the Fontana Metrolink train station. And then I proceed walking away where I'm documenting Metrolink, right? I'm speaking to what Metrolink is engaging in. This minion is monitoring, and my backpack is sitting on his bus, where he's sitting on that bus by himself. This is all on surveillance cameras. Okay, so like I said, this is the benefit of what is documentation. There is no question with regard to what is the pattern of conduct that's underway, but this is informative with regard to what is the fallacy of, first of all, privacy that you maintain, anonymity amongst strangers. You're not anonymous. The government's placed you under surveillance. This is knowledge as to who you are, and this is informative when you're dealing with what is, first of all, this is the delusional entity. That you are engaged in surveillance is established. Okay, you're talking about what are you waiting for that formal prosecution that you're going to be subject to in a court? It's already done. Okay, this is already done. I'm revealing to you in every sort of scenario that you can fathom the reality of what you're dealing with. The government that's placing you under surveillance. You've got a demon that's engaging in monitoring conduct today at the Ontario Village Shopping Center, and then this demon engages in what is criminal summoning. The police are already stalking and monitoring. You're dealing with what is the fallacy of a free society. They're already monitoring. This is already heavily documented. And so this is understanding, again, every scenario that you can fathom, and I'm documenting it for you, and I'm showing you what is the reality of the situation. You're placed under surveillance. They know exactly who I am, where I am, what I'm doing. You're stalking and monitoring. All right. And you're dealing with what's an entity that's engaging in what are things such as criminal summoning. The police are already engaged in the pattern of conduct. That is already established, and this is the ongoing case. The same entity that's stalking by helicopter knows exactly where my backpack is at right now, while I'm going through the channels, calling it what is lost and found. All right. So like I said, this is the P.O.C. and that is the benefit, just for purposes of what I'm doing. This is the benefit of documentation. The entity, you do what you want with my property. They've done a lot with my property already. There is no mistake, Satan is going to pay for every method of violation. And it's also going to be what is a template for federal policy of how you're going to treat a government, because what I'm going through is speaking to what you may expect the public entity to do to the American citizen that's engaging in enforcing and confronting that criminal system that they're subject to in concert with the people of the state. All right, so it's currently 11:11 a.m. That is Omnitrans. That was Mike that I was speaking to. Originally, it was Dave, who I spoke with on two occasions. As I start recording, then you have Dan that's picking it up and transferring me. So you want to catch all those details. Anyway, it's currently 11:11 a.m. This is P.O.C. at the Fontana Metrolink train station. This is P.O.C. at the Fontana Lewis Library, and I'm speaking with Omnitrans about the date on April 2nd, 2022, when I left my backpack on the bus at the Fontana Metrolink train station. Let me just clarify that. All right, 11:11 at the Fontana Lewis Library, where they are monitoring right now. The entity is, again, listening to me document what it's doing as it's doing it. All right, this is P.O.C. All right, what you're looking at in my still images at 11:25 a.m. In a couple minutes before that. First of all, this minion that you can hear the sirens while I'm on the phone with Omnitrans. That's amplification. First of all, of audible activity inside of the library. The entity does the same thing with hearing the train inside of the library. Anyway, this is audible activity and under all circumstances with regard to what is the maintenance of the elements of monitoring. These are demons that I'm showing you at 11:25. They're monitoring together, and you see the overweight minion that is with his back toward me, keeping that third eye on me. He's monitoring. This is a demon. This is demonic conduct that they are acting in concert together. And you'll have, for example, this demon that is creating audible activity by slamming books on the bookshelf All right. And doing so while aware of every move that I'm making, what I'm doing on a phone, and doing so in concert with the minion that's studying in their communication device, sitting in directed light, stalking with noise, and which is what she's doing as well. The sirens are a method of audible activity while she's stalking the path. This demon herself stalking with audible activity while she's stalking in the path. Demons that are engaging in concerted activity with her, you'll hear what is a loud slamming door in the background, which is a method of audible activity while this demon sits here stalking in the path. And again, acting in concert with the entity, monitoring a network of communication devices surround me, all right, while this demon is stalking in the path in close proximity. And that is an example of what are demons that are acting together, all right, using a presence, looking at a bookshelf. This is a demon that is not reading any books. This is a demon that's focused on me. All right, and this is deduced by the environment. It's already heavily documented what the entity is doing at Fontana Lewis Library, and this is with regard to what is the light activity, the maintenance of a light source that's not possibly the sun for the duration of the day, the following me to and from this venue with that which is the light source that's not possibly the sun, the amplification of audible activity while that light is present. These are the elements of monitoring. And when I'm showing you a picture, this is what the people of the state do. They're acting together, and these are demons engaging in this concerted conduct together. And it's also terrorism. They're psychopaths that are stalking. They do the same thing when you're in the bathroom, physically indisposed, genitalia exposed, engaging in private conduct, engaging in the same knowledge of what you're doing as you are doing it, while they're looking the other direction, while noise is amplified around you, okay? While that same ongoing conduct is underway. That's the sex offender. Okay, it is currently 11:28 a.m. and that's just speaking to what I just captured in pictures right now. They're minions that are monitoring together. All right, the maintenance of noise and engineered light while you are present in the path. That's what group stalking is. Group stalking is entirely demonic, and they are present on behalf of the state. It's 11:28 a.m. P.O.C. Alrighty, you're looking at what is first of all pacing. This is what I'm showing you. This is directed light that they're pacing around in. They being the people of the state. Coming from the side hallway, you've got the janitors that are engaging in maintenance in the path, monitoring with the minions who are pacing around, including the male who I'm showing you. He's walking from the area where he is monitoring, but his form is he's present, engaging in what is construction on the second floor inside of the Fontana Lewis Library. And what I'm showing at 12:17 p.m., this is a minion that is engaged in group stalking. He enters in the bathroom, the male's restroom, to engage in what is relevant positioning. He has maintained presence there for an excess of 10 minutes. This is maintenance inside of the bathroom for purposes of, this is the stalker that goes in to maintain presence in the path, okay? And I'm capturing images at 12:17 p.m. I'm showing you what is his entrance. He remains inside of there. He's monitoring with the demons that are the janitors that are pacing in engineered light, the minions that are walking up and down the hallway, the minions that are walking up and down the stairs. They are all doing so in directed light, while the entity is also engaging in flashing of directed light, okay? It is currently 12:17 p.m. and this is the venue where the entity is keeping the fake sun over the venue, over the Fontana Lewis Library, which is the case right now, and the ongoing directed light, which is speaking to the maintenance of that light source at what would be the end of the day. These are the demons who are engaging in sexual violence in, outside, and around the bathroom. All right, and these are none other than the janitors who come out of a room in relevant position of that hallway where they are stalking in the path, monitoring with the sex offenders who enter into the bathroom, both the men and the women's, to engage in what is present in the path. And they're all monitoring together with communication devices, and it's demonic activity while you have the flashing of directed light, as I've already shown, is underway inside of this venue. This is exactly what's going on while they are engaging in flushing of toilets. You can hear that? This is the ongoing engagement in the elements of monitoring. All right, doing so in the bathroom, creating noise, and doing so and pacing back and forth with knowledge of the fact that I am here documenting, engaging in the P.O.C. together. It is 12:18 p.m. This is P.O.C. This is the entity engaging in what is surveillance in and around a bathroom, which is speaking to the same exact predator, okay? Going into the bathroom is that predator that is engaging in stalking. All right, going in before, following, after, remaining in. This is the stalker that is the state of California, acting through the people. And so I'm showing you what is, again, this is a sex offender that gets up from the computer in the computer lab, goes into the men's restroom and engages in what is surveillance. That's a stalker that's waiting. Okay, and then you have followed by what is the male who I captured an image of. He's walking into that hallway where the janitors come down. I show you images of them. They're engaging in what is crossing the path and doing so. They're doing it on surveillance camera, which I am continuously referencing. And this is also while I am in the private space, physical physical exposure with regard to genitalia being exposed, engaging in a private activity, demons ongoing knowledge of that together while they're pacing all around, engaging in monitoring conduct, and it's entirely demented while you are also speaking to what is criminal on behalf of the state. They are doing so in this specific environment, which is inside of this Fontana Lewis library. This is what I've been capturing images of right now. It's currently 12:19 p.m. and I wanted to get what is the demon. This is a sex offender that enters into the men's restroom, and as I do that, you have what is the ongoing P.O.C. So I'm capturing all the rest of these demons that are monitoring as well, because they're centering their presence and their activity creation around where I'm at, and that's why the fake sun is directly over me, over this Fontana Lewis library. And you're remembering I'm capturing it over the same venue at 9:07 a.m. where I'm showing you the demons of the San Bernardino County Fire Department. That fake sun then is over me as I'm showing at 10:05 a.m., which is, again, to what would be north in that same parking lot right there at the entrance of the Fontana Lewis Library. And I'm showing you at 9:48 a.m. on another day based on where I'm at. And it's over the Fontana Lewis Library, but it's over the back portion at 9:48 in the morning, the same back portion where it's at 6:09 p.m. So I just want to speak to that P.O.C. You have what is the entity maintaining this light source while I'm documenting what are sex offenders engaging in that pattern of conduct. It's currently 12:20 p.m. This is Fontana Lewis Library. One sex offender is, again, you're talking about the state of California acting through the people. You have what are on surveillance cameras, 12:20 p.m. Sex offenders that are entering. The entity is acting through the people. The people of the state are violent sex offenders monitoring together. This is P.O.C.
Sorry, can I ask you to please not have a suitcase in front of the stairs? It's considered a tripping hazard.
They can see it? What are you talking about?
People coming up, maybe looking down. I was just asking if you could please move away.
I'm clearly in control of it.
I understand.
I'm standing here for a reason because I'm on an important phone call, which she's monitoring. But my bag's not in the way of anybody that's tripping it. But I'm here in control of it. I'm not abandoning it.
I understand. I'm just asking.
Asking what?
If you could please move it from in front of the stairs.
Oh, okay.
We just have to have walkways clear. That's really it. I'm not.
I'm not abandoning it, and I'm standing right here, Maya, and they're looking while they're walking. But I understand your engagement of what is audible activity creation while you're monitoring. Go ahead. What's your name? Helena Muffins?
Helena, ma'am. And yes.
Helena Mullins.
Down the stairs a lot, and we've had trips before. That's the only reason why.
She's in direct light. Okay, thank you, Helena Mullins. Have a good day. She's pacing back and forth and walking up and down the stairs. She's monitoring. This is audible activity creation. So anyway, like I said, it's 12:22 p.m. and she's monitoring with the sex offenders who are also on surveillance cameras entering into the men's restroom, and that's what I wanted to speak to. The entity is acting through the people. So you have what is one sex offender entering and another one exiting and entering. This is called patrolling, and they are acting together. And that is the people of the state. That is a sex offender. And Helena Mullins is monitoring while she is engaging in what is, again, this is a demon that is targeting you and engaging in whatever method of activity creation. Oh, could you please move your bag from, I'm standing right here next to my bag. And second of all, they're not concerned about my bag while they're monitoring the literal documentation that I'm accumulating right now. Okay, so like I said, this is a demon. This is the pattern of conduct. You have light that's flashing inside of this venue while you're engaging in the pattern of conduct. It is not about my bag. Understand, it is audible activity, it's relevant positioning, and it is harassment by a demon who's engaging in that criminal activity. All right, it's 12:22 p.m. This is Fontana Lewis Library, and she's monitoring with the demons, these sex offenders, these two males who you see on surveillance cameras inside of Fontana Lewis Library who enter inside of the men's restroom. It is 12:23 p.m. Another minion with double shadows walking into the men's restroom, getting off the elevator. It's 12:23 p.m. And this is exactly what the other sex offender was doing. And you're understanding what is the sex offender that is the state that's acting through these demons that are the people of the state. Having one walk in and another exit is not in any way removal from the ongoing P.O.C. This is the significance in your understanding what is legislation in order to prosecute that perpetual sex offender. You have one demon after another maintaining presence, okay? So the engagement in what is sexually violent conduct is through the masses, okay? It is currently 12:23 p.m. Helena Mullins, by the way, this is the one that I'm documenting engaging in what is criminal summoning and harassment with Miss Sarah Bartlett, as I documented at this very same venue. She's engaging in what is harassment and monitoring right now. But this is the same one that I documented while the entity engaged in what is assault and battery. while Pippi Longstocking was engaging in conduct as though she's some sort of gangster, while she's monitoring, challenging the wrong one. I documented all of that, and that remains relevant to what I continue to document. And this is the same Helena Mullins. I got her full name right now. This is the African American with the plaid pants on. They're like calf length, and with a white top. And she is monitoring, and she's the same one that was engaged in that particular iteration of the pattern of conduct as I documented with Sarah Bartlett, and the act of criminal summoning. That's the same Helena Mullins. I did not recite her name. I did capture her presence and her voice on my podcast, but I want to get her name, and that's why I'm engaged in the P.O.C. Engaging in sexual violence with these sex offenders who are pacing in and out of the men's restroom right now, and they're doing so with knowledge of the fact that they're being documented. So this is ongoing knowledge of the ways in which you're going to use legislation and the ways in which the people of the state are going to be prosecuted while they engage in that criminal activity. It's and it's sexually violent, okay? And this is the conduct of Satan that likes to engage in sexual violence with knowledge of the fact that it's being cataloged for the prosecution of very real people who I'm going to identify by name. All right, and it is in federal documents, and it's going to be public information. Not only your criminal conduct, the fact that you're a sex offender, and the fact that you are demon possessed. All of this is relevant to what I'm documenting and prosecuting with regard to federal group stalking and monitoring. It's 12:25 p.m. Alrighty, I guess we're accumulating a line outside of the bathroom. You have the demon that walks in, he's walking out, in and out, and he's in directed light doing this. And now he's standing in front of the water fountain in relevant position. This is a demon that's monitoring with regard to what is my communication device. I'm sorry, are you referencing me? Am I recording you? Is that what you said? Are you not referencing me anymore? Okay. I guess he doesn't want to. Anyway, this is it's 12:26 p.m. This is a demon that is engaging in audible activity creation. While you're talking about are you recording me, and you're monitoring what's going on my phone. This is a psychopath, and based on the conduct and where he's engaging in it, this is a sex offender. Okay, on surveillance cameras pacing in front of the bathroom, and I'm referencing them right now. It's 12:27 p.m. If you were asking me if I'm recording you, no, but those surveillance cameras are. P.O.C. While these demons are pacing around the bathroom, I want to document. First of all, they're doing so in direct light, and the fake sun is over the venue. You have what is the use of the sound of the toilets. These demons are ganging up, congregating inside of the men's restroom, and repeatedly flushing toilets. This is not an onslaught of what is digestive issues. These are demons who are creating audible activity in the specific environment. And then you have this demon that just stands outside in front of the bathroom door, which is peculiar in and of itself, right? Okay, entirely focused on what I'm doing, but it's also peculiar because you're talking about what's the light activity. But just step away from what I'm documenting with regard to the P.O.C. He walks into the bathroom, then he walks out, and then he just stands in front of the bathroom door, and then he's walking back into the hallway, and then he walks back into the bathroom. Okay, this is P.O.C. That's called pacing. This is the person with the demon on them. It's 12:28 p.m. All right, the use of toilets is analogous to the use of sirens. It's analogous to what's the use of a weed whacker. It's analogous to what's the use of the sound of a train inside of what is the venue where directed light remains. It's the sound of what is slamming tables by those old biddies that I document inside of the cafe, the sound of slamming books, and you're looking at what is directed light above their heads. This is what they're doing outside of a bathroom. This is showing what are the sex offender, that are the people of the state. All right, and this is the government. That's the sex offender acting through the people. And these are demons that are now concentrating around the bathroom, and I'm documenting it. This is what they're doing while my panties are down, okay, while they are all aware at the same time of what's going on inside of a bathroom. And this is the ability to prosecute the demonic for that invasion of privacy while they are also engaging in what is surveillance on behalf of a government. All right, their condition is known. Their engagement in the elements of monitoring is also revealing what it is that you know while you're stalking with activity and amplifying activity with methods of what is entirely terrorizing inside of that private space. Okay, it's 12:30 p.m. Entirely demented. Sitting in a bathroom, just flushing the toilet over and over and over again. Stalking me while I'm standing outside of the bathroom. Pay attention, everything you're hearing is audible activity and directed light. That's my bag that I'm moving right now, but the squeaking, these are demons creating noise as well. These are all demons inside of this venue. That's why a fake sun remains from 9:07 a.m. until, as I documented, 6:04 p.m. at the same venue. That is speaking to what is their condition and what they are doing. It's called federal group stalking and monitoring. This is satanic through and through. Okay, and as you've seen the light show inside of the Fontana Lewis Library where the entity's keeping that fake sun up, this is satanic through and through. Those are deliberate methods of audible activity and engineered light. It is 12:31 p.m. These demons that are in the men's restroom know what I'm doing outside of the restroom, just giving you context. This is the reality of demonic activity. The demon at 12:32 p.m. coming up the stairs has been loitering in relevant position. The moment that I move position from standing beside the stairs, he's walking up the stairs. He was already there. He's crossing path, showing you what's the demon that's engaging in monitoring. (12:33 p.m.) This is the same demon that you saw in position beside the minions where I was sitting at the computer lab. And now he's stalking in the bathroom. They're patrolling in and out. Maintenance of presence in the bathroom to engage in surveillance with the government. And it's 12:33 p.m. And this is exactly what I showed you again on what was the African-American male who you see at the water fountain and I'm capturing images of what is the directed light inside of the library. This is a demon that's focused on me, and he waits to enter into the men's restroom until I walk toward the bathroom, engaging in the same exact conduct. This is then the sex offenders that enter into the women's restroom, monitoring as well. This is the same exact conduct. It's just a different face. The maintenance of presence, pacing in and out. This is ongoing surveillance in every area. While I'm sitting at the computer, while I am sitting at whatever computer, anywhere I'm at, while I am on the elevator, you're talking about obsessive stalking, while I am in the bathroom, obsessive, ceaseless stalking. So in your mind, you need to understand and remember what the entity is doing, stalking by helicopter. That's what the entity is doing through the people of the state. While they are maintaining presence in and around a bathroom, now you're understanding what's a sex offender and a demon-possessed one, okay? This is Satan that's acting through a people at one time, and this is a psychopath. As I'm describing the entity, this is a psychopath that is aware of the documentation, okay? This is a very violent sex offender, specifically termed what is the perpetual sex offender, engaging in surveillance, continuously engaging in what is conduct that it is aware is being documented, and it's not limited to the inside of this venue. The presence of the state is through these people who are all demons in this demonic environment, monitoring with communication devices and monitoring one who is documenting it. That's an impermissible threat by the same government that follows to and from everywhere that I go, including by law enforcement and helicopter. That's what you're looking at them doing, and that's whose behalf they are doing it on. They are doing it also in the specific environment they're walking. They literally have more than one shadow on the carpets. All right, and this is also speaking to what is impossible light activity. That's what that's termed. They are pacing around in what is engineered light, in addition to what I've already shown you. You've seen the light show. So I just wanted to capture this. This is the sex offender, and these are demons that are pacing in and out, and this is speaking to what is none other than an ongoing absolute focus, honing in, and doing the same thing as I pull my pants down, pull my panties down. This is the reality of what they are doing. One demon exiting, another is maintaining presence in the path that is not abandoned, and it is the government that is stalking through those who are demons. All right, it's satanic, and it's also in violation of federal law. It's interstate stalking, and it's occurring in a bathroom. This is speaking to what is legislation for what is a sex offender that is a public entity, the state of California, and the people of the state of California. This is P.O.C. It is 12:36 p.m. and all of this is also captured on surveillance cameras, which I'm referencing again. Okay, it is 12:36 p.m. Good afternoon. This message is for Mike DeFonso, if I heard that last name correctly. My name is Erica Spencer, and I'm giving you a call back. It's currently 1:34 p.m. I did speak with you earlier today, and I gave you more detailed information with regard to the particular bus, the bus number, the employee number, the license plate, and my time of boarding and unboarding the Route 61 bus, where my black backpack was left on surveillance cameras at the back of that bus as I got off at the end of the line at Fontana Metrolink train station on April 2nd, 2022. And this is the, I'm calling back in order to follow up. It is an urgent situation. My driver's license, my source of income with regard to the ability to buy food, and my property remains outside of my custody right now, and that's the interest with regard to following up with you. I know you stated you will call me back, but I just wanted to call back and take that initiative on my own. If you would please give me a call back at your earliest convenience, even if to let me know that you do not have any information. I am seeking to find out what is the status with regard to what you are looking into with regard to my property that was left on the Route 61 bus on Saturday. Thank you. This is documentation of what is 1:36 p.m. now, leaving a message with what is Mike Dionzo, substantially similar. I left a voicemail, and this is just the number that I'm transferred to. These are people that are identifying themselves in such manner. This is the company Omnitrans, a third party. This is the people of the state. And while subject to the pattern of conduct, again, my property left on the bus of what is literally a venue, Omnitrans. And this is my following up with him, again, being told that he'll take my phone number, he'll call me back. This is with regard to what is maintenance of custody of my property. And that is exactly the case. The pattern of conduct is underway and was underway as I documented it. And this is also speaking to what is prolonging that custody of that unlawful custody, by the way, of what is my property. And so let me point something out to you with regard to what is the prosecution of the state and the people of the state who have already been documented engaging in what is theft of personal property while the pattern of conduct is underway. The entity engaging in what is maintenance of custody of my property, even if it is initiating with what is my accidental abandonment of my property. While you're subject to the criminal conduct of the state, this is specific knowledge as to what it is that is my property. This is the intent to maintain custody of that property. It is the same theft of property, and so I am documenting it with this regard. This is the people of the state. This is the company Omnitrans, and it is not different than the entity having already engaged in theft of my vehicle with everything that I own inside of that vehicle, as the entity did via the people of the state acting by Bill and Wags, a third party, and the Ontario Police Department engaging in interstate stalking, demons doing so, and engaging in obstruction of justice, specific knowledge of who I am, the same exact pattern of conduct underway. While you are engaging in what is state surveillance, you are engaging in what is theft of my property. In doing so, this is documented already, the engagement in what is theft of property, again on November 18, 2021, at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts, the same venue where I continue to capture the same exact entity that's engaging in ongoing ceaseless surveillance, following from place to place, city to city, county to county, and what is a specific environment. The documentation is consistent as I remain subject to this criminal system, and my property was stolen by this same exact entity at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. Okay, and again, just last night, you're capturing what is 4 to 5 videos of what is the entity that's engaged in ceaseless stalking at this venue. This is not any anonymity. This is the exact same government that is acting through the people who have engaged in what is a documented pattern of theft of property, and it is not different. It is no way distinct if I leave accidentally my property on a venue where I'm subject to the pattern of conduct and you are refusing to return it back to me. So that's theft. Okay, and it is the government that's engaging in that. And so anyway, I just wanted to lay that out for you as with regard to what's the significance of what I'm documenting. And it's 1:38 p.m. and I am returning, following up with Mike, as he has not yet called me back. And this is also just speaking to, again, the ongoing pattern of conduct that is underway. So it's 1:39 p.m. This is P.O.C. Okay, so I want to confirm this is the driver 3351, correct?
That's the driver that was on that bus that was at the Montana location at the time that you gave.
Right. Okay, and he's stating that he does not recall a bag after he walked the bus. Presumably, right? That's because that's what they do at the end of the line. And he's stating his
As soon as I see the video, I'll be able to tell you exactly what happened.
Okay.
So at this time, I did talk to the driver. He doesn't recall anything, and then I will have some information for you tomorrow about 11 o'clock.
Okay, so when you review the video, am I able to view this video myself? Because this is property and this is money also that I'm losing with regard to my wallet and all that's in that bag. And you're talking about review it yourself unilaterally and stating what happened?
I'll be able to review that and then get that information to you.
Okay, yes. So my question is, how am I able to know what it is that you're reviewing? Do you understand what is my position with regard to relying on what it is that you state that you review, in the same way that your driver is stating that he doesn't recall a bag and the bag was left on the bus?
Okay. Well, let's just take it in steps. Let's see what transpires tomorrow at 11.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that time, we can take it from there.
Okay, so anyway, thank you you're telling me at 11 o'clock you'll call me? Is that what you're saying, after you've had a chance to review?
Around that time, yes. I should be able to.
Okay, Mike. And is there, just for my informational purposes, is there anyone else that I need to speak to with regard to my property? Because, again, I remain without any means of identification. My personal property, my hygiene items, obviously I can't buy any food. And so I have no reason to lie about leaving my property exactly where I left it, and it's on surveillance cameras.
Ma'am, I'm the assistant transportation manager of the West Valley facility.
Okay.
And I will look into
Okay. Thank you for confirming that for me. And again, your name is, just for my own record keeping, you're Mike. And what's your last name, Mike? Infonso? I'm sorry. I don't know if that was a D or an E. Efonso or a Defonso?
It's a D as in David.
Okay, got it. Thank you, sir. All right, I appreciate your the information, and I will expect a phone call from you tomorrow around 11 a.m. Is that correct?
Ma'am, I set up the appointment for you tomorrow, and I will be getting a hold of you tomorrow around 11 o'clock. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. That's all I need. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Alrighty, this is just documentation of my communication with the Omnitrans, the company, and I'm dealing with the entity right now. I'm dealing with the state. That's exactly what this is. In the same way, when I brought a lawsuit for conversion of my personal property of my vehicle, which is what Bill and Wags engaged in, acting under what is color of authority in concert with the Ontario police who are engaged in surveillance. So that was, again, I'm speaking to the theft of my vehicle. It's the exact same entity going under a different name, monitoring on behalf of the state. And so theft of property, as I documented, and this is the October 2nd, 2019 theft of my property by this same exact entity. And this is a lawsuit that I brought against the people of the state. And understand that that was brought in a state facilitating venue. That is the San Bernardino Superior Court, where I'm subject to the pattern of conduct, okay? And this is how all of those facts are related, and it is the ongoing P.O.C. Now, with regard to what is October 2nd, 2019, this is when my car is stolen by the entity that's engaging in surveillance. It was theft of personal property by the entity that's engaging in monitoring. And if you have not seen my documentation of October 2nd, 2019, pay attention to it, because I have over 13 or 14 videos of the entity engaging in stalking by helicopter. This was the entity that stole my vehicle through the people of the state acting via Bill and Wags, who had no legal authority. This is the entity that's engaging in surveillance, acting in concert with the police department, that's Ontario Police, who were engaging in surveillance and steal my vehicle, claiming that it is abandoned when they are stalking. They know, first of all, it's not abandoned. And secondly, this is the criminal, the entity that's engaging in surveillance. And this is the fictitious exercise of authority under the law, when it is the criminal placing you under surveillance and knows that you're documenting the entity. This is obstruction of justice. And so this theft of my vehicle on October 2nd, 2019, it's followed by this same exact entity, what I continue to document, the entity stalking by helicopter, terrorizing me after stealing my vehicle. And that's exactly what I capture in a series of videos that I capture coming from the Ovid Family Community Library, a long documented venue, heavily documented engaging criminal summoning while I'm subject to the pattern of conduct at that venue. And on October 2nd, 2019, this entity that is engaging in surveillance at that venue, which again, this is what I'm stating, they're going to federal prison. This is already surrounding with evidence that already exists. I'm showing you what the entity is doing right now, and it is relevant in providing ongoing context to what I continue to document. The entity follows me from the Ovid Family Community Library on the evening of October 2nd, 2019, after the Ontario Police, these demons, steal my vehicle that they are stalking me inside of, day and night, stalking by helicopter. Right? You know exactly where I'm at. The entity is keeping a fake sun over my vehicle where I'm living inside of it, outside of what is Vine and G Street at the time. All right. And I'm documenting this. This is in my video documentation, even though I'm not pointing it out at that time, because I have not yet realized that the entity is literally keeping a fake sun over my head all day long, all day and all evening. And I began documenting it. And like I said, this is documentation that is years old. Okay, this is an ongoing pattern of conduct. And so with regard to what the entity has already engaged in, theft of property under the fictitious exercise of authority under the law, I have waged what is a lawsuit against the people of the state. That's what Bill and Wags Incorporation represents. And this was civil case CIVDS 1930644, which I brought on I initiated this case on October 11, 2019, inside of what is a state facilitating venue, the San Bernardino Superior Court, capturing the fake sun over my head at this court in San Bernardino. At 247 West 3rd Street in San Bernardino, California, capturing the entity stalking by helicopter, stalking by aircrafts, the entity engaging in all manner of what is the P.O.C. at the state facilitating venue, where the entity followed up with theft of my property with the unlawful denial of relief under the law. They were in violation of the California Rules of Court. They were engaged in what is misrepresentation of what the actual court engaged in with regard to what is the register of actions, which is a pattern I've also documented as well, but this is relevant to, again, this is nothing other than a state facilitating venue. Okay, the entities keeping the fake sun over that courthouse. They're nothing but demons engaging in what is state surveillance. This is the P.O.C, where you will not get any justice by the entity itself. This is public corruption. That civil case is, again, a method of what is theft of property by the entity, the exact same entity. And not only that, I documented Bill and Wags at their tow yard. The entity is flying over me by plane, engages in criminal summoning. The fake sun is over my head. I'm documenting by podcast while they engage in what is summoning the Ontario Police Department upon false allegations. The same exact pattern of conduct. Okay, this is documented October 7, 2019. I am referencing all of this because this is the same entity that is today in custody of my property. And I have to go through this process. And so, no, do I realistically understand they're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I know exactly who you are. You've been, no, they're not going, that's an admission. But let me be clear, even the documentation and the conduct and what I'm documenting, these are implied admissions. But like I said, I am using the law in order to reveal, first of all, what is a pattern of conduct that is very real. And secondly, because I'm going to prosecute this entity. All right. And so you have what are admissions, that admissions are submitted in more than one method. Okay. And the entity is engaging in what is theft of property if I, without retrieval of my property, even doing so in a manner that is creating a hardship. And I'm documenting this on purpose. I can't eat. I can't buy any food. I don't have my identification. This is the same entity that's monitoring, and they're aware of that. And it's on purpose, okay? It's not a coincidence. It's not accidental. This is the same entity stalking by helicopter. That's why I'm telling you about October 2nd, 2019. What was the entity doing after it exercised fictitious authority under the law? My car is not abandoned, and you know it's not abandoned. I've documented the Ontario Police trying to break into my car while I'm sitting in it. That was an act of criminal summoning. They summoned themselves. They just in the middle of the night start banging on my car door. This is the documentation that I'm in the midst of publishing right now. Well, it's already published, but I'm in the midst of separating it day by day in order that you can see very clearly what is an ongoing pattern of conduct. This is August 2019. This is August 29th specifically when I'm documenting, if I recollect correctly, the entity pounding on that's Ontario Police that are beating on my door so loud it sounds like they're going to break the window. This is audible activity while this demon is aiming light inside of the car. There is absolutely nothing that precipitates the presence of the Ontario Police. It is criminal summoning, even with regard to what is the police just stopping on the side of the road and deciding to beat on my car, or a third party that is just engaging in one sitting inside a relevant position summoning the police to my car. It is criminal summoning. It's a pattern of conduct. And this is documented August 29th. And this is the same entity that engages in what is stealing my vehicle, exercising fictitious authority under the law while you are engaged in federal group stalking and monitoring. And this is how they are engaging in violation of your rights through what is the state facilitating venue of the courts, the demons in the courthouses, in the same directed light, stalking with audible activity, stalking with that entity, and in doing so, while all of the same elements of monitoring remain present, all of the same hallmarks of what is demonic activity are present and remain underway, and then engaging in what is fictitious exercise of authority under the law. So I want to document that, okay? October 2nd, 2019. Remember this because I've already documented this before. Theft of my property, and the entity follows me back to the place where my vehicle was stolen from by helicopter. The same entity that is stalking to date by helicopter, okay? Been documenting this for years. There is no anonymity. Who I am and my property and where it is at is not a mystery. And even this prolonged separation from my property. Well, right now it's prolonged because it's Monday. I had to wait till Monday. It's fine. But I'm calling now, and I'm just saying this is documentation for what is enforcement and prosecution of an entity. This is the harassment by an entity that's engaged in surveillance. Okay, this is not some ongoing search for information and they have to find out and I got to confirm and I have to call you back. No, it's the P.O.C. And you're taking a step back and you're understanding what is actually underway, and that is providing context contrary to what is being represented to me as I'm documenting it. And so this is relevant to what is the conduct that's done on behalf of a state. And so everything that I'm describing to you with regard to the unlawful denial of relief after this entity stole my vehicle, and not just my vehicle, everything that I own was inside of that vehicle. And with regard to that stuff that was inside of that vehicle, you cannot replace, you can't quantify it. Okay, you can't fly back to Germany and buy me the antiques that I had. You cannot replace my law degree. You can't replace the items that were inside of that vehicle, in addition to what is everything, all of my clothing and shoes that I have bought by the way, from other countries. I'm just giving you examples of what things that you can't replace. You can't put a dollar sign on it. All right. It's not just monetary. It's that which is unique. All right. It's that which is serves a special value. And all of this was represented in court documents. The entity knows exactly what it stole. The entity engaged in what is indeed theft while it is engaged in surveillance. It was a criminal act of obstruction of justice. And this is, again, I'm referencing civil case CIVDS 1930644, the same entity that I continue to document to date. Okay, this is the same criminal act by these demons I'm showing you in the streets day in and day out, the Ontario Police Department. Okay, you're talking about what is a history serving to what is going to be a very comprehensive prosecution, and they're going to federal prison. Okay, for multiple bases of terrorism and the system of federal group stalking and monitoring, which includes the pattern of conduct of obstruction of justice. That's exactly what the entity engages in. When it is engaging in what is monitoring you, this demon-possessed criminal, that is the government, is also monitoring your documentation. They know exactly what you become aware of, what you start documenting, and the pattern of obstruction of justice follows. It's coinciding with what you are dealing with. This is Satan. Okay, Satan is intrinsically hostile. Okay, so I want to be clear in that satanic conduct, that satanic personality. It translates into what's a very real prosecution in a federal court. All right, based on what is evidence, objective evidence that is in no way capable of being disregarded. Okay, and so anyway, it's currently 3:20 p.m. and I wanted to document that. This is my second call to what is Mike, stating that he's going to call me back, and this is just, at this point, this is nothing other than going through essentially what is harassment. All right, but again, you're not expecting. It's not realistic. I'm not going to expect him to be like, okay, we know exactly where your stuff. You're not going to get that. You've got an entity that engages in kidnapping to try to hide the fact that they're engaged in surveillance, making up criminal charges, making up a mental health history that doesn't exist and has never existed. I didn't even speak word one to any quote unquote medical health professional, because first of all, I know that they're demons. They were engaged in kidnapping, never had a right for me to be there in the first place. I was documenting those demons day in and day out because they're going to federal prison. While you're making up a medical history that doesn't exist, you are engaging in kidnapping. You don't even have a right while you're making it up. Hello, you're admitting that you were engaged in kidnapping, because the basis for my presence in jail doesn't exist. There is no legal basis. All right, this is that entity making up information, just making it all the way up. Okay, just making it up. Okay, as fake as that fake sun is over this venue where I remain all day long. All right. And now with regard to fake and impossible, because you see it, but it's not the sun that we read about in our science books and our textbooks. All right. You're talking about what is the reference to the demonic. Okay, these demons engage in kidnapping and making up medical history because they want to engage in what is the pattern of conduct of criminal defamation. And that's how we go around and around with regard to what is the ongoing P.O.C. All right, and so it's 3:21 p.m. I just want to, we can take it all the way back to what I have been consistently documenting. And this is that same exact pattern of conduct. It's currently 3:22 p.m. And I'm at the Fontana Lewis Library, and that was my conversation with what is Omnitrans, a third party. This is P.O.C. 6:01 p.m. This is patrolling in and out of the bathroom. This is the state of California and these are demons, okay? The entity is keeping its fake sun. It is indeed in relevant position at the Sierra end of the library. as I have already captured, I've already documented that, and that's exactly what the entity is doing, and the same subdued appearance that it takes this morning at that same place, which is an impossibility that it would be there. Subdued, neon green, black, or not, okay? This is the light source, and this is demonic. This is that ongoing environment, and these are demons coming in and out of the bathroom, and these are the sex offenders who are also engaging in what is monitoring inside the bathroom while they're monitoring documentation. And these demons are running in and out. They're all on surveillance cameras, but I want you to listen to it. This is activity creation. This is also demonic activity. They are in directed light in the bathroom. These are demons manifesting light inside of the bathroom. Lights that you are buying from the store do not create engineered affect that I've shown you. This the exaggerated sizes of shadows, multiple shadows in front, shadows going underneath the sink. This is demonic, and these are demons coming in and out of the bathroom. This is demonic activity, and this is the prosecution of the people of the state as the sex offender that they are. You're engaging in surveillance with the government. You are engaging in stalking, literally chasing into the bathroom as I go into the bathroom stall and I begin, which these demons know, another demon is running in, hoping to avoid being documented, but they come in anyway. That is speaking to that ongoing threat to your life and that very desperate and determined sex offender. And they are doing so also with the demons that are on surveillance cameras patrolling all around inside of the venue. Every single last one. I captured a lot of pictures today. They're all engaging and monitoring together. What I was showing you were those demons who are patrolling all around the bathroom. They were focusing their concentration of activity creation there because that's where I was at. Right, and so it is currently 6:03 p.m. and the entity is keeping its light source here, which I went to go take a look at, and it is there. The same directed light is present. The entity's light source is present over the Sierra Avenue, and I've shown you the depths. I mean, the entity filled the inside of the library. Absolutely impossible that would ever be the case. So engaging in that and then refraining from engaging in that is speaking to what is demonic under both circumstances. It's never naturally occurring. It is never that which would be of the sun. Never would that light appear, even if the sun was in the sky space above the Fontana Lewis Library, but I'm showing you that that's not the sun because it's speaking to what is the maintenance of, again, this is 9+ hours over the property. And not only that, you're talking about what is engineered light appearing inside of the depths. That's reaching underneath the roof into the building, stretching on the floors, first, second floors, and also the ongoing directed light that's inside. This is all video that I've captured inside of Fontana Lewis Library. And so what I want you to understand and what I want you to witness are what are the demon possessed, and they are chasing in the bathrooms. These are very, very violent sex offenders. And they are doing so with knowledge, they know very well. They are coming in while they are monitoring my communication device as I start recording, entering in. Okay, that is speaking to that prosecution for that very conduct and a psychopath freak weirdo with light all around them, manifesting light while they're doing so. And so this is what I'm capturing. It is not just the patrons. I've shown you the employees with directed light above their head while they're engaging in all manner of noise creation. Okay, I'm showing you what are images of what is the same exact environment, the same exact conduct, the same exact vicarious presence on behalf of the state. It's currently 6:05 p.m. and that is ongoing activity creation in the bathroom. The government monitoring me while demons are engaging in that entrance, and they're doing so on behalf of that state. And the fake sun is indeed, as I've already shown in video documentation, is present. It's currently 6:05 p.m. And that's not me, that's activity creation by another. And listening to every word and coming up, but listening to panties being pulled down, listening to the private activity that's ongoing, coming in and engaging in what is sexually violent surveillance and entirely demented, and what is that demented environment that which is directed light. Okay, it is currently 6:06 p.m. and this is the state of California as I'm capturing what is relevant positioning, engaging in interstate stalking inside of a private space. This is the sex offender, and this is state facilitating venue Fontana Lewis Library, and this is monitoring what is ongoing documentation of that criminal activity, which is also sexually perverted and motivated. Alrighty, it is currently 6:06 p.m. This is P.O.C. They are all on surveillance cameras as well. That is supplemental documentation of what is the prosecution of the people of the state. All right, and with regard to the minions that are stalking by maintaining presence at the computers, again, the entity engaging in the same conduct of, first of all, sensational activity, and this is coexisting with what I am doing as I am doing it, for example, on the communication device that is the computer or operation of my phone. That's entirely demonic, and the entity doing so while I'm showing you what are the people of the state who are group stalking in this manner. They're in directed light, so you're paying attention to what is, for example, the shadow activity on the floor. You can see how the entity is aiming directed light through this window area. It's impossible light activity, and it is also coexisting with what is flashing light on the walls while they are sitting at computers, being the demons that they are. And I also want to document what is harassment by the entity that is stalking inside of the Fontana Lewis Library, stating such as this minion's audible activity was something to the effect of, what was it, minion? Ghetto? Something about being ghetto. This is supposed to be an insult. It's audible activity. This is the state that is using this ignoramus, who, if it is not a natural born citizen, is going to be deported. Him and his ancestry, who are probably the epitome of ghetto. And I want to engage in, I want to document what is this harassment by the entity that is group stalking over here. And this is where the entity is engaging in what is harassing with directed light. These demons are stalking with noise. As I also show you, they're sitting around, running through the book stacks, using the book stacks, stalking with audible activity creation. And also, as I just documented, stalking in the bathroom. All right. And so you have what is a minion that is engaging in what is harassment while they are monitoring your documentation. Okay, so this is in every way a psychopath, again, using words that are exceeding what that mental capacity, and that is demonstrated through the conduct. Okay, it's very highly unintelligent. The light activity, and you're sitting there, and not only that, you're ignorant while you are engaging in what is harassment, and you are all manner of what is surrounded with evidence that I'm going to prosecute you with. So I want to be clear, the entity is stalking as an entity. They're stalking together as one, going from room to room, bathroom, back to the computer lab, swapping faces. It's the same minion, first of all, with regard to what is the demonic entity, and it's the same government. It's vicarious presence, and they're present in what is directed light. And so I do want to document what is, again, harassment out of the mouth of this minion that's sitting at the computer in the this little nook area where I'm sitting on the second floor, and he's sitting in directed light. He is vacillating positions with the rest of the minions who have been doing so all day long, stalking with their presence, stalking with activity, present while the entity is engaging in sensational activity creation. There have been no earthquakes in the state of California today, no earthquakes that are isolated to the building in the Fontana Lewis Library, no earthquakes that will be isolated to the second floor in this computer lab. It's the same demonic behavioral pattern while psychopaths are sitting around and they're being documented on surveillance cameras. And so I want to document that. It's currently 6:23 p.m. where the entity is keeping its light source and aiming directed light inside of this venue. That is a serious threat, by the way, when the entity is engaging in what is harassment and doing so while they're monitoring your documentation as though they are impervious to being documented, which they're not. All right, they're not, and they are on behalf of the government. The government is not. I'm showing you how it's not impervious, and you're talking about what is prosecuting for every syllable that comes out of that ignoramus's mouth. It is serving to threaten your life while they're monitoring you. Okay, and getting engaged, ceaselessly engaging in what is stalking in a bathroom. And then you're listening to the audible activity you're paying attention to and observing the criminal conduct that they are engaging in, such as criminal summoning and waging of false allegations, engaging in what is criminal defamation, such as take your medication. When this is a demon that is stalking with directed light, stalks under what is literally a cartoon environment. That's exactly what this is. Stalking on behalf of the entity that follows all day and all night with helicopters. That's a psychopath that's engaging in that method of audible activity creation. And that's exactly how you're going to prosecute the people of the state, of any state. But I'm prosecuting the people of the state of California. That's P.O.C. It's harassment on behalf of that entity. It's 6:24 p.m. The only one in need of medication are the minions that I'm showing you in the state of California. And this one in particular, when you want to engage in that sort of conduct, it's showing what is a very real threat to the safety of the target individual when you are engaging in the entirely demented level and disturbing conduct that the entity is engaging in. That is the type of third party that actually needs medication. Okay, it is currently 6:25 p.m. This is P.O.C. 8WGE 930 and JAYSGRL molesting. And I am on surveillance cameras exiting Fontana Lewis Library at 8:52 p.m. And the surveillance cameras show that as I'm walking out, and this is a molestation while I'm crossing the street. These third parties are what are Citibank. And that's a minion hopping out of the car that's monitoring, talking about, hey, because I'm documenting him. Anyway, it's the state. This is the state that is engaging in monitoring through these through third parties. And I'm specifically walking through Citibank, and that's a molestation by those third parties. It's currently 8:56 p.m. 8 NTL 369 60731 M1. This is a sex offender, a demon-possessed one who is molesting while stalking, doing so on behalf of the state. And again, I'm at Village at Sierra Avenue and Orange Way, and this demon that is driving on Sierra Avenue has not yet even turned onto Orange Way, which again, it's not headlights that will ever create multiple shadows upright in front of me. This is a demon that is touching me with the manifestation of what is this engineered light. This is demonic, and that's the sex offense by that entity that's engaging in that conduct. Metrolink is audible activity. The entity is stalking by helicopter, and this is the sex offender that is Metrolink that's being documented as such right now while I'm subject to that ongoing molestation. It's currently 9 p.m. All right, Omnitrans that is molesting as well. They're also creating light activity at the Fontana Metrolink train station, monitoring with the demons that are on Nuevo, using their hazard lights, doing the exact same thing they're monitoring together with Omnitrans. License 1370398. This is bus number 1327, route 61. And the third party that is operating the Omnitrans bus on the opposite side of this train tracks, they are monitoring as well. And you have the big nose, bald-headed Latino male. I documented an image of him. He was eating his orange. I documented him. This is the same driver. I never got an employee number from him. He's monitoring right now. He is a sex offender. While I'm being molested on the opposite side of the street, he's in relevant position, engaging in that molestation, while Metrolink is the audible activity. The state is stalking by helicopter. This is the concerted pattern of conduct. And this minion that's on the surveillance cameras right now, he is standing on the bus in the walkway area. He is studying his communication device. He's got his food out. He's monitoring. So I just want to speak to what you would see on surveillance cameras. It is P.O.C. It's currently 9:02 p.m. All right, Omnitrans molesting with these demons who are crossing path, and with the entity that's stalking by helicopter. I have 3 enlarged shadows in this driveway that they're driving on. It's directed light 1399981, bus 1267. It's 9:07 p.m. All those minions on Omnitrans are monitoring with the company Omnitrans. They're the people of the state together. All right, this is Route 14 monitoring, license plate 1302447. It is 9:08 p.m. And molesting this is Route 19 over here, engaging in a sex offense while they're loitering in relevant position. All the elements are present. They are part of the same exact sex offense in concert with the state. This sex offender is driving Route 19, license plate 1535601. And this is by the sex offender. I'm referencing the people of the state acting via Omnitrans. And this is bus number 1347. Monitoring with these minions who are on the ground, engaging in surveillance at this venue. All right, the people of the state stalk from venue to venue, stalk from bathroom to bathroom, stalk from wherever it is that I get up in the morning, wherever it is that I lay down at night. And that is stalking by an entity. It is entirely demonic as well, straight out of the pit of hell. And that's relevant to what is the prosecution for what's terrorism that's underway in California while the government is placing me under surveillance. That's what this is. And this is the entity that is engaging in what is ongoing incessant harassment while doing so. This is harassment by an entity engaged in federal stalking. Very, very specific. It's currently 9:09 p.m. This is P.O.C. Fontana Metrolink train station. All right, Route 66. This is bus number 2352. License 1545812. And it's 9:11 p.m. Ongoing molestation. Alrighty, you're looking at what is the light activity by this minion operating Route 66, the bus. First of all, you're looking at what is engineered light. And all of these demons, they're using skateboards, they're pacing around, walking all around, and the drivers themselves are even using the buses as a method of stalking with noise. This is the pattern of conduct at the when you're dealing with what is public transportation and what is state surveillance through random people who are around, and they're demons. They're engaged in ongoing concerted activity and engineered light. I want you to pay attention to what I just captured images of 9:14 p.m. A series of images. This is a demon, and it is demonstrated. You are witnessing it through what is the light activity that he's in. He has the impossible presence of what is a shadow to his side and in front of him. And not only that, these double shadows are enlarged. Okay, this is exaggerated sizes of shadows that he has while he is crossing path. This is a demon that's intentionally moving around in this engineered light. He walks to the driver's side of the bus. He does so as I begin pulling out my phone and using it, operating my phone. Activity creation is what he is engaging in. And he's acting in concert with the minions who are in relevant position monitoring at the train station with him. But I'm showing you what are images of the engineer light. You're looking at what is molestation. I'm being molested with this directed light. And he is walking to the driver's side door, and then he walks back. You're paying attention to the light activity. You can see it through the shadows. And he has enlarged shadows both in front of him and also to the side behind him. That's not coming from what's supposed to be headlights. All you're doing is paying attention to what is absolutely impossible light activity. It's the mark of demon possession, and it is the activity creation by those that are engaging in what is monitoring with communication devices. A government doing that, and a government doing that with the people of the state is called surveillance. And it's 9:15 p.m. and this is surveillance underway by Omnitrans. The same Omnitrans you heard me on the phone with this morning, okay? Engaging in P.O.C. It's currently 9:15 p.m. 1590830. That is Omni Access, the same company, Omnitrans, engaging in molestation as well, and ongoing light activity. This is facilitation by the entirety of a company at a venue that is the Guantanamo train station. Omnitrans is nothing other than engaging, it's nothing but a third party engaging in what is surveillance and doing so via public transportation. And it is ongoing criminal activity at the Guantanamo train station. And that's the significance of what is light activity, molestation with directed light, and the minions that are on the grounds engaging in that criminal system together with Omnitrans on behalf, all of them together on behalf of the state. That is a serious federal crime that's underway, actually. And so it's currently 9:21 p.m. I just want to document that third party. Omni Access is engaging in molestation as well and light activity creation. I'm on the bus, as you can hear, proceeding back toward Ontario. So this is what is westbound. And I remain subject to the same exact pattern of conduct as I've already shown you, the directed light streaming through the middle of the bus. Absolutely demonic, absolutely impossible. And it is also that which is occurring while lights are on the bus. This is, I mean, in every way, absolutely satanic. And it's entirely criminal, serving a criminal purpose. And this is also relevant to what is terrorism, both by engaging in that conduct and also while the entity is monitoring documentation of that criminal activity that it continuously engages in the same way that the entity engages in stalking in a bathroom, where you are subject to prosecution as the perpetual sex offender. And it is also relevant to the measure of that punishment for that criminal conduct while you are engaging in such posing of an impermissible threat with the government. It's currently 9:22 p.m. It's P.O.C. I want to say this is bus number 1327, and this is a Latino male that's operating the bus, and I already read the license plate, and he has yet to reveal what is the employee number. It says 9:23 p.m.
Holly Street.
It says Holly Street. 9:23 p.m. This coach operated by employee number 3528. 3528 is a demon, okay? This is a Latino male. He is a demon. Directed light is filling his bus all over the panel, all over the floors, and doing so, again, the maniacal rise in activity creation while the demon-possessed listen to me document that conduct. All right? It is currently, this is terrorism that I'm documenting. It's 9:23 p.m. This is P.O.C. 8ULL421-78RU991. And at what is the Chevron at Ontario Mills, that is at the 15 freeway entrance, you have a minion that is stalking on the opposite side of the street and manning the path and using hazard lights. This is ongoing facilitation. Demons getting on and off the freeway, demons that are in position at the, for example, the properties along 4th Street, which includes the movie theater of Ontario Mills, the street where you are getting off the freeway, and driving down what is 4th Street or down what is the, I think that's Mills Circle. It's a massive facilitation for those who are, in other words, patrolling. And this is at the third-party facilitating venue of, it's across, because there's no building right here where they're sitting. They're right, it's like almost vacant land. There is an address that's across the street, which I can document that as well. But it's the nearest address is third-party facilitating venue Chevron, which contains that Alberto's, which is right there at the freeway exit area, where the people of the state are engaging in facilitation, and they're all engaging in monitoring together as they engage in that facilitation. It's 9:46 p.m. 7STY 318. 7PXL 883. 5KDH 374. 7811OR1. Molesting at the Ontario airport right now. The Arco on Archibald and Inland Empire Boulevard, full of cockroaches. All of them are monitoring. They're in relevant position, but I just want to point that out. 00092G3, 803 U.S. Handicap, 8YMT, 754, 8JDM 308, 7NKT 326, 8SBW 837, 8PBJ 835, RPC 5929, that's Georgia, 784LU Handicap, 7XWL 118, 9AGY 197, 41694B2, 7YOU 293, 86977F3, 8STW 383. This is Terminal 2. This is surveillance at Terminal 2. That's what I'm documenting. And doing so with what is the Ontario Police, which is criminal summoning as they engage in light activity creation. 91918L2, I believe. That's Bell Cab. 7CNT 872. 8GQC 934. 7NTB181, I believe. 7JAM261. 7NTB181, yeah. 7LVB. I can't wait for the rest of them.
Welcome to Ontario International
This is Terminal 4.
Terminal 4. If you are using American or Southwest Airlines, please exit the bus here. Thank you for riding Omnitrans.
It's 10:05 p.m. Vehicle 1039, criminal summoning, lights on that vehicle. 94595H3, the Ontario Airport Shuttle is monitoring. 31795R1, the Doubletree Hotel, they're monitoring. 16559G2, license 7PAF274. And this entire entity is engaging in the perpetual sex offense. This is a molestation. All right, and this is state surveillance at what is the Ontario International Airport. You need to know if you're not in the state of California and you are traveling, 7LNY664, and you are traveling to California, you come to the Ontario Airport, you're subject to surveillance. They're monitored at the Ontario International Airport. State surveillance is underway. But again, this is going for any venue. The Los Angeles Airport is engaging in surveillance. Okay, this is the state pattern of conduct. It is currently 10:06 p.m. This is P.O.C. 8XLV405. This is a demon that is crossing path on Airport Drive. Directed light appears through the middle of the bus at the front near the driver, who also follows up with, while this directed light is just appearing on the bus. He's making noise with the bus as well, and then that demon with that license plate crosses path on the passenger side of the bus and turns onto, this is Archibald. They turn on Archibald. That is the P.O.C, and it's entirely demonic. Their headlights are not reaching through the wall of the bus and appearing at the front of the bus. It's the demonic behavioral pattern of light occurring while a demon is crossing path, and this is occurring while I'm on the bus. And this demon that's operating this bus is engaging in the elements of monitoring as well. He's creating noise while the direct light is appearing, and then this demon is crossing path. This is P.O.C. It is 10:08 p.m. 8HAT415, 7YLU293 is now at Vineyard and Hope Boulevard, again crossing path, and you can see the Ontario Police with their lights on, and another third party with their hazards on in the middle of the street. This is P.O.C. The S.I.I.S restaurant, light activity, all right? They're monitoring together the demons of the Ontario Police Department and the demons that are the people of the state. It's 10:11 p.m. and you can see those images that I just captured. That's at Vineyard and Hope Boulevard. It is currently 10:11 p.m. and so let me repeat what I just documented with regard to images. The Ontario Police engaging in criminal summoning with the people of the state in the middle of what is Vineyard and Hope Boulevard. And so with regard to what is relevant positioning, again, that includes Circle K at 1850 East Hope Boulevard, the Jack in the Box that's in that same little Ontario Airport Plaza. Across the street is the Starbucks at 101 Vineyard Avenue, the Best Western, the Folk Inn, the Sheraton, these venues that I've already documented, where the entity is keeping its fake sun over 8XEU545, that's a license plate, where the entity is keeping its fake sun, as I documented, for example, January 22nd, 2022. All of this documentation remains relevant while I am at this time going to Fontana and the entity is keeping a fake sun all day long. You remember what I've already documented. And now with regard right now to what is, again, these venues that are not only specifically documented, engaging in the P.O.C. while I'm there, right now while I'm on the bus, and the Ontario Police are engaging in what is criminal summoning with the people of the state. All of those venues are in relevant position, and they're monitoring with the Ontario Police who are engaged in criminal summoning with the people at Vineyard and Hope Boulevard. So I want to make sure that I document that. It's currently 10:13 p.m. And that is the same intersection where I have captured the entity keeping a fake sun over me, which, by the way, as the entity is keeping a fake sun at 9:07 in the morning over the San Bernardino County Fire Department, at 16980 Arrow Boulevard in Fontana, California, and the Fontana Chamber of Commerce and the Fontana Lewis Library. Understand that that's mutually exclusive. All right, it's not coexisting, and it also has daylight savings time is in no way helpful whatsoever. You're talking about what is impossible to be the case and what is not occurring at the same time. Stalking with the light in the same way that those demons of the Ontario Police are stalking with light. Demons using a police vehicle to do so, and they're monitoring with the demons that are the heavily documented people of the state. None of them have any legitimacy whatsoever. I mean, the entity that is the people of the state and the entity that is acting directly via the demons of the Ontario Police Department, I have documented them both heavily. You're looking at what is demonic activity as I'm showing you that image. License plate 8KQY998. We're at campus in Hope Boulevard. It's currently 10:14 p.m. This is P.O.C. And of course, Shell Gasoline on Hope Boulevard, across from Wendy's, across from what is the AutoZone, heavily documented with regard to the fake sun, as I heavily documented in 2020, 2021, also in 2022, but like I said, this is a venue that's already documented. Shell Gas engaging in the pattern of conduct. You got a demon that's aiming their headlights, and that's somehow arriving on the interior of the bus while we drive by it. That's a demon stalking with light, and it's at third-party facilitating venue, Shell Gas, where the entity is engaging in multiple acts of what are criminal summoning. Monitoring, in other words, Shell Gasoline monitoring with the Ontario Police Department. And they're monitoring now. So it's currently 10:15 p.m. This is P.O.C. I'm getting off of bus 1327, driven by this demon that works for Omnitrans, engaging in state surveillance. Employee number 3528, arriving at Lemon and Holt at 10:15 p.m. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, this is license plate 137039. Oh, hold on. This is bus 1327, license plate 13703998, and it's 10:16 p.m. P.O.C.